Tonight. It's your host, Ice Man. I am joined by a group of hosts tonight. My boy, The Truth, Revolves, and Silent Shot, the owner of the Warriors. How are you boys doing tonight?
Doing good. Pretty good. Just ready for the playoffs to start, man. Get this thing rolling.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Set you free.
Just here so I won't get fined.
Set you free and I won't get fined. All right, boys. Hey, tonight is a special edition. We're doing EBA playoffs. That's right. We made it to the playoffs. Finally, the season 1 has come to an end. While I'm waiting in the training camp, we have other people that are ready to ball and get me that ring. We're going to do the show 1 against Spurs versus the Kings. Our show 2 will be the second matches up, which is the Bulls versus the Cavaliers. Let's talk about how the teams. Let's look how the teams got here, what their ending record was, and discuss standings and so forth. We're gonna pop that up right here. Let's first talk about how it worked out this way. I know that Truth, you guys did the whole it doesn't matter for divisions, but it ended up working out perfectly with the Eastern Conference and Western Conference. In the Eastern Conference, you have the Houston Rockets, which I believe got the number 1 seed. The Cleveland Cavaliers, which pulled down the 6th seed?
Yep.
And the Chicago Bulls with it should be the Chicago Bulls with the 6th seed. How many?
Spurs.
Spurs had the 6th.
Yep.
Kings had the 3rd.
Kings had the 3rd, okay. And Golden State with the 2nd seed. Now you're giving the 1st seed and the 2nd seed a bye in the first week, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So the playoffs look as follows. You have Sacramento versus San Antonio, which is a Western Conference matchup. We're going to handle Game 1. Game 2 tonight, which is actually the second game of the series, is the Cleveland Cavaliers and Chicago Bulls. It's a 7-game series. All right, boys, I want to hear your thoughts. Let's start with the Western Conference, since that's where we're going to start tonight. Sacramento Kings and San Antonio Spurs. Who wins and in what? Truth, go ahead.
I say Kings in 4.
You got the Kings in 4 games. They're going to 4-0. They're going to
God damn.
Yeah, because the Spurs second line, they're the forfeiting line, the line that doesn't show up. SJM's line been kind of carrying and dragging the Spurs along towards the end of the season here. So I say Kings 4-0.
Kings 4-0. Wow. Okay. That's out and up there. What do you have, Revolves? Since you're a king, kind of cheating a little bit, but what do you have?
In no type of opinions at all, I would probably say the Kings in 5 or 6. I feel like SGM's line will pull off with like a win, probably. But yet again, with that streak of Corrupted's line forfeiting and people not showing up, it's just not reliable so far. They need to prove it to me that they want to play.
Gotcha. So you think they're going to have forfeit issues in the playoffs?
Yep.
Yeah, they've been having it late in with them.
Now, Silent, your team pulled away the Western Conference champions at 38-10. How do you feel against the Sacramento Kings and the San Antonio Spurs? How do you feel who's going to come on top?
I got to go with everybody else and say the Kings, but I'm going to say in 6. I think Corrupted's line, I think they're going to come out and play. It's the playoffs. I think, they're definitely going to come out and play. There's not going to be any forfeiting. There might be, but I really don't see it. But, Crow's got a really nice team with the Kings, was Willie Cauley-Stein hurt will, mess things up a little bit, but I don't see it being that much of a problem against the Spurs. I see them getting a win in 6. I see SJM getting about 2 wins from them, so I see it going forward to the Kings in that matchup.
So you're going to have the Kings in what? You said 6?
Mm-hmm. Yep, okay. Kings in 6.
All right, Kings in 6. We got Kings in 4, Kings in 5, and Kings in 6. So they feel San Antonio just isn't going to match up well. We'll find out tonight in Game 1. Let's flip over real quick and talk about the second game before we get the second game on the road. Cleveland Cavaliers and Chicago Bulls. Houston Rockets, of course, with a 41-7. 41-7. Talk about an EBA domination this season. definitely Houston Rockets, but let's ignore that for the moment and go Cleveland Cavaliers, Chicago Bulls. Who do you think is going to pull out on top on this one? Let's start with Truth again.
Whom? Of course, the Cavaliers are gonna 4-0 them too. I believe this is gonna be a 4-0.
Wow.
Just by virtue of like the Bulls, they just don't suck as hard as everybody else, so they made it. But the Cavaliers are just a way better team, so I say they 4-0 them too.
Wow, they're really you're gonna go that route with a 4-0 for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Chicago Bulls. Gosh, I'm not sure about that. What do you think, Revolves?
I'd probably say 5 again. No, actually no. Screw that. 4. I'd say Cavs win it in 4. I just don't think the Bulls have like potential to beat the Cavs. Like, but the only thing that worries me if the Cavs need more help. Like, you really need the point guard and shooting guard to help out LeBron if they're gonna win. But I feel like they will this time, even though Kyrie and J.R. Smith is out. I don't think the Bulls are good enough in all honesty, but yeah, Cavs in 4.
Cavs in 4. Wow. Okay. So what do you have? Silent shot.
I had the Cavs in 6. Okay. The Bulls, they are not as bad as their record says. Yes, they're 24-24, but they have had a lot of close losses. A couple to my team, and even the Rockets, champs line, and Easterns. They've had very, very close games. I think the Bulls might have actually stolen one from the Rockets, but the Bulls, their record doesn't look that great on paper, but they are losing very close games, and I could see them getting a couple wins in the series. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Cavaliers in 6 games. Cavaliers are still a dominant team with Insane Legend and Uncle Drew, in their MVP race. So I think they're going to carry them past the Bulls and to the next round.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with you here. I think Cleveland's going to beat them. I just don't think the Bulls can hold up against, LeBron. And I'm not sure. Is Kyrie back now? I know that he's back in real life. I don't know.
Not yet.
Okay. So
I believe not yet.
Okay, well that could be pretty.
Kyrie and JR, both of them, so that's gonna hurt him. Shumpert is back though.
Yeah, Shumpert's back. Yep.
Okay. Well, their Shumpert is scary on there as well, but let's. I think I'm gonna go with Cleveland as well. I think I'm gonna go like about 5, maybe 6. I'm gonna go with 6 just to give Chicago Bulls. Now, Chicago Bulls is my favorite team in real life, so it's hard to see them go down anywhere this soon. But I do hope. I mean, this 24-24 record to get into the playoffs, the domination of these guys that are on top here. I mean, the Kings are the only ones that come close to even, everybody else can't even get 30 wins out here. Cleveland, I guess, 1 game's away from 30 win, but, I mean, there's just such a big gap between the 41-7 to 29-19 to 24-4. So you would have the Cleveland Cavaliers going on and the Sacramento Kings going on. Golden State and Sacramento, who's got that game? Anybody, just chime in.
Oh, I thought we were going in order. Well, Truth, go ahead, buddy. Truth, you don't want to say?
State Kings.
Kings and Warriors, right? Isn't that how it was?
King,
I don't know how they're matching.
Yeah.
Are they staying with their conference?
It will.
Or are they going
No.
If the Kings win, they'll play against the Warriors, so they're the highest seed.
Yeah, that's exactly. The Rockets will play the lowest seed to advance. So the way we got it,
Gotcha.
yeah, the Kings, yeah.
So if
The
the Kings
Kings,
do win, they will be facing Golden State.
Right.
Okay. So I'm, of course, rooting for the Kings to win because I'm on their training camp, and I've played games this year that I actually get to let them carry me to the finals. So I want the Kings, of course, to go all the way. So no offense, Silent. I know you're Warriors. Kings and Warriors, of course, Silent, you have your Warriors winning. I mean, there's no... How far do you think they're going to fight against you, though? I mean, where are they going to take you to?
Oh, that's going to be a tough series. I mean, yes, I'm loving the Warriors team and what we got here, but it's not going to be a cakewalk. I'll tell you that right now. Craven's team's going to come swinging. I think, honestly, it'll go 5 or 6 games, to be honest. It's going to be a tough series. tougher than what people expect, I believe. Because I mean, the Kings, they are a good team. Crow did bid on some good players, and it's just going to be a good brawl in the next round. If the Kings make it, they still got to get past the Spurs. But if we're looking at the Kings and Warriors playing, it's going to go 5 or 6 games, and I'm going to take the Warriors.
Boo!
Well, Revolves, now you're
Go ahead, Revolves.
So, because you're on the
I
Kings.
gotta go with the Kings, man.
Yeah, I mean, you have to stay with your team, of course. If not, you're not welcome back in the locker room. So, the Kings, it's going to be hard for them to overcome the Warriors. How do you, one, how do you think you're going to pull it off? And two, how many games is it going to take you?
Well, we're pulling it off. The games, it's gonna take us if we did play the Warriors. I'd say 6. I'd give it 6. I don't think there's a game 7. The thing is that the Warriors are a great team, like on 2K, and they got players on the roster which are good, like Redwater, Beast Center, Melo, been doing great in the point guard. You know what I mean? Like Doomby, an all-star. So if you want to I think one key thing about it going against the Warriors is that you got to really limit your turnovers, because Warriors are crazy in fast break. If they start getting it going in fast break, they start getting hot, they start scoring, you're screwed. So you just got to play smart against them. I feel like if we slow down Redwater and slow down Melo, I think we got it. You know what I mean? But definitely Kings in 6.
All right, now the only biased person is the Truth, because he's sitting from the sidelines watching this all unfold. Truth, who do you have, and in how many games?
I say the Warriors in 6. The Warriors just an all around.
Hey, Truth, don't talk to me no more, bro. You're gone.
Hey, I'm sorry. I know we've been on the same team the last 2 seasons.
We gotta kick him out, man.
Warriors just a better team. They got a better team. They got better chemistry, because the Kings kind of been revolving people in and out of their lineups. So I'll say Warrior, but I do believe it won't be easy. So I give the Kings 2 games. They're still 2, but I give the Warriors though 6.
Also, the fun thing for Revolves is they'll be going against his former team in the Warriors, because we bid on him. And now he's going to be battling us in the playoffs if they get past the Spurs, which will be pretty interesting as well.
Well, you guys all had him getting past the Spurs. We'll find out tonight in Game 1 if that's even possible for them. But, I have the Kings past the Spurs too, and my little jot here, and that has nothing to do with talent. That shows to me how well Kroll put together a team, because I think the players that play on the talent is better on the Kings than what they are on the Spurs, plus with the issues that they're having with their second line. So, I'm with you guys on that. However, when it comes to the Kings and the Warriors, I want to say Kings, because I'm there. I'm in the training camp rooting for my team, trying to be available, wanting to show up to all the games. I am 100% there. However, looking at how the teams are folding out, looking at the overall score, 38-10, 30-18 for wins and losses, looking at the talent, having to overcome, out of a 7-game series, having to overcome Steph Curry, some of the monster shooters. Number 2 there, what's his name?
Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson, thank you. Having to overcome Klay Thompson. And, Redwater is an absolute beast with that center. He's not supposed to be that good. That's supposed to be easy. That's supposed to be an easy, oh, well, we got that matchup, and we don't. So, I would have to go with the Warriors. I'd have to say 6 or 7. I hope we take them to Game 7, and I hope we pull off Game 7. But it's just, talk about an uphill battle. And, if a team is going to be able to do it, it's going to be the Kings, because they've been uphill battling all year long. So,
Hey, I'm just going to say one thing, and this is to you, Stanley, kind of. The one thing I realized from the last time we played the Warriors, and we almost beat them, we lost by 2, I think it was, I'm not even going to mention how dumb of a bailout foul it was, but that's not the point. One thing I realized when we went against them, it was so close because Klay Thompson on their team was not scoring. Now, if you have one of the Splash Brothers not helping out Curry, that's really going to screw their chances. Like, lately, the Clays have not been doing that good. So they're going to be you're going to need to rely on them to help out Curry, or else it's going to be real bad for the Warriors.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. When we played, and I believe I was in that game, No, I watched the game. Sorry, and the 2 was struggling, but our 2 was struggling as well. But watching that game, I remember saying like Curry, you can't have your number 2 be that bad. You can't have Klay Thompson be as bad as he was playing that game, which you can as long as Steph Curry steps up and takes over. So, I mean, there's
98 people in a minute.
I mean, there's give and go, and I know that no matter, and this is the damned if you do, damned if you don't statement. No matter how good you are, you're always going to get, those guys that say you're only that good because of the situation that you're in. You're only that good because you have Steph Curry, you have LeBron, which isn't the case. Because you see the Kings, you don't have that great of a talent on the team. You're still right there in the running, talking about taking the Western Conference. So, like I said, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. You can't win for winning silent. You're supposed to win if you win. So there's really nothing on that you could win for. But we'll talk about the other side a little bit later. It looks like they're getting into a locker room and getting ready to roll over here. Let me pull that up and pop that beautifully right there. Playoff stick out of there. There we go. Let's play ball now. So talk about the lineups here. We're talking to game 1, Spurs versus Kings. Who's the lineup for Spurs? Who has the lineup for Spurs?
Go ahead, Truth.
I don't have it in front of me. Hold on. Sorry.
Look at that call. Unprepared. True. Come prepared.
Oh. I clicked on those. Eve LeGrand, Ace Boogie, Astro, Corrupted, and Smiley.
And
that is the Spurs lineup.
Okay, that's the Spurs lineup.
Wait, so what did you say?
No, that's not it.
That's not the lobby.
Made a mistake.
Look at the lobby.
Oh no, man.
That's what I'm looking at.
So they posted the wrong lineup. Is that an automatic?
Yeah, they posted it, but they changed it though.
Oh, okay.
I saw SJM change it.
Overtime.
What the line right now is it's supposed to be
that you can change it, but that's neither here nor there.
It's supposed right now. Look at the login. It's supposed to be SJM at the 1, Mighty Sponge at the 2, Mighty McFly at the 3, Tab at the 4, and then Fig at the 5. That's what they're doing.
Oh, yep, you're right. I see it.
Okay, now what do we have on the other side of the ball?
You have E-Money at the 1, then you got CW at the 2, Crew at the 3, Remix at the 4, and Big Shot at the 5.
Wow. So you've got E-Money. You got Crow that's playing the 2, you said?
No, Crow's playing the 3. CW is playing the 2.
Okay. All right. CW's playing the 2. Gotcha. Huh.
Yeah, so Crow is his mindset is to stack up online, and this is what he came up with. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I seen he made a couple of call-up send-downs right there at the last week, coming into the playoffs here. So he's making some changes, trying to strengthen his line the best that he can going into this. Of course, he didn't pull up his 6th man and the ice the man, but he's still going strong here. With game 1 right now, how do you think game 1's going to come out? I think it sets the pace for the rest of the series. I mean, you want to win game 1 coming out of the gate. Everybody does. That would put you up by 1. You can relax a little bit. You could focus on game 2. I mean, you don't want to get down too quickly, of course. I mean, game 1, of course,
exactly.
You're winning the series 4-0. What do you guys feel are the keys to success for the Kings to pull this game 1 away?
I'll go first. With that EC Crow, he bought him a cherry orchard, so they can just go cherry picking, because that's the only way, like, the King can really take off, Like, I know CW be gone, and when you got Macklemore and Rudy Gay, it's kind of hard to stop the cherry picking with those two, because they just dunk on everybody. And if they get stopped to a half-court game, then it'll be a little bit tougher to win. But I think they win this series with their cherry orchard they got grown.
Now, saying that true, do you think that the big men on the other sides aren't going to let the other big men get position and pull down rebounds in order to, I mean, it's going to hurt them more than it helps them. That's the only way, and this is the way I look at it in the EBA, in any NBA, period. The only way to stop the cherry picking is to have your big men pull down those rebounds. Because if they're pulling down rebounds, you're definitely outmanned because the other two are off the court. Now it's 5-on-3 on the opposite side. You can pop threes, you can push it out. I mean, you can turn around and you've got, wide open shots for your other guys because they're already darting to the other side of the court. So, I mean, can those big men slow that down? I guess that's a question to ask. Revolves. With this.
Oh, go ahead.
Can the big men
is it my turn?
cherry pick? Well, can the big men stop the cherry pick? Is my question.
For the Spurs, or are you talking about the Kings?
Yeah. Well, the Spurs are going to have to fight the cherry pick against the Kings because what Truth is saying is they're going to win by the cherry pick. I mean, first of all, do you agree with that? Second of all, can the Spurs stop the cherry pick?
I disagree with that. I think the Kings right now are probably going to beat the Spurs because there's two things. It's not about the cherry picking, it's about Kawhi. Now, if you look at the people playing each position, I don't think any one of them is a true scorer. SJM is a pass first point guard. Am I correct? Or that's my
Yes, you are.
SJM is a pass first point guard.
Yeah.
Look at the two.
Two times a half.
Sorry? My thing just cut off. My bad. My thing cut off. And then you look at Mighty Sponge at the 2. He doesn't score unless he's set up. Now, we'll see how that goes. Now, Kawhi is a beast in this game. He's like a 90 overall. If Marty McFly decides to take over the game, that could really help the Spurs. And also, you have Caspi at the 4 for the Kings. So, it determines about how LaMarcus wants to rebound. Now, will he be able to kill in the rebounds? And also, that center, that 7'5" center for the Spurs, went up in overall now. He's in like the 70s. So those are the things, in my opinion, which will determine the Spurs win. If they're not there, the Kings got it, easily.
I can tell you from experience, and I've played on this similar line here. He's mixed them up a bit, but Remix will definitely give him headaches down there. I mean, before we jump into the game, Silent, do you have any words on how they're going to pull this off or any thoughts on that?
Well, Revolves did point out, it depends for the Spurs. Like, they have to stop the cherry picking. I don't think that's the only reason they win the Kings, but it does help a lot, obviously. Crow's a great, 2K player. He knows how to score, whether it's, cherry picking or just, set offense. But for me, yes, the center does have a big thing, but it also relies on the point and shooting guard to get back. At least one of them to get back every time. Get ready for it. The shot goes up, step back a little bit, get ready to, go in transition to try to stop the fast break. Instead of just, just shooting there and just trying to run for a rebound or something. Get one of them to come back and stuff and try to put some defense up instead of it being just an easy dunk or whatever on the cherry pick. I think that's what it comes down to, is stopping the fast break, and also that 7'5" center on the Spurs. He's going to do good. Every game I've played, he's a glitch. He is ridiculous. But Marty McFly, if he goes off, this is going to be a very tough game for the Kings. But I still got the Kings taking it. Crow, I think he's going to go off. He's going to get his shots in. And it also comes down to see how Caspi and McLemore play. Because Caspi, him coming in over Cauley Stein's injury, I haven't really seen much of him in the EBA game. So it will kind of be determined by him and McLemore. We know Rudy's going to score. We know DeMarcus is going to score. We know Rondo will pass the ball, and he'll get some, good drives.
Yeah.
But it's going to come down to see how Caspi and McLemore play. See if they make a difference for the Kings.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
one thing I want to add, though.
Looks like it's getting rolling over here. It looks like it's jumping up. Caspi, Aldridge. That's, of course, we're watching tab 2345. Thank you for letting us. They're streaming on top of us here, so we can shoutcast this game. Turn up a little bit here. I don't know if Tab speaks while he's playing. I don't want to hear his mouth, but let's see if we can turn up a bit. A little volume in there. But, I mean, you can see here, you got Rajon Rondo, which Tony Parker to me outweighs. Danny Green outweighs. Kawhi Leonard outweighs. Of course, LaMarcus Aldridge outweighs. The only one that kind of, to me, is even close is that DeMarcus Cousins-Tim Duncan matchup. On paper, if you're just looking at the players or minusing the talent, I would have to give this to the Spurs, hands down.
You're forgetting, though, that Willie Cauley-Stein has like a 90 speed is high speed for power forward, and if their center can get the rebounds by himself, Cauley Stein will be down there cherry picking as well. And he's out. I didn't know he was hurt.
He's out for the whole playoffs.
Alright, here we go. We're starting the game.
I know you admit.
Tip off, start of the tip off. Here we go. See where we're setting it. It was a little laggy starting out here, so hopefully we don't lose any kind of connection. It looks like the Spurs win the tip off here. You got
and a look at the starters.
foul right away. Rudy Gay fouled him. Put him to the line. Ouch! Right away. I mean,
Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Duncan in the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Listen, quiet.
Is it only laggy for me, or is this?
It's lagging out. It's lagging up a little bit here. He got, oh my goodness, pass right to the middle, dunk right in his face. Good pass, good
And
read,
then
good
Cousins
quick 2
with the
points.
dunk.
Cousins. Tell you,
And can you always depend on him or what
excuse me,
to
he's
lead
got
you
work
to the
all year
right
long
place
with
with that
that.
pass? Money.
Yeah.
Parker, Duncan. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins.
Keeps on the Spurs side.
Yeah, that's some tough D right there.
Feeds to Parker.
Parker,
Fires for three.
It's off. It's
Yeah, it's
a little
up and it's
jumpy
off
for
the
me as
mark.
well here to
He's over
start, so I
one.
apologize for anybody watching, but it is.
Sacramento
I
moving
imagine
around.
he does have a few people watching.
Pass to McLemore.
Oh wow, pass out. CW with
three.
that long three.
Cannot hit.
I can tell you from
And
experience,
San
Ben
Antonio will
McLemore is
go the
not
other
the
way with it.
easiest person in the world to be scoring
Right side
with.
Leonard. Inside. Aldridge gets it going.
Are you sure, or is it just you?
I've seen Clay play on him and he struggles, so I know it's not just me.
Defensively, that possession.
I would commentate, but this is like extra jumpy for me. Oh man.
Excellent for you right now.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so good.
Oh, like extra jumpy, like I don't know why.
It's jumping
Eventually,
pretty
he's
heavy.
going to make you
I
pay.
mean, if you want, go to
Yeah, you
tabs,
can see he's still in
individual link,
rhythm,
and you
even
can
though
see
he
it there.
misses that one almost
or you can go
always
to the team
deadly
page and watch it
when
there
he's
as
that
well
open.
if you want to watch it without, of course, the EBA Tonight for whoever's watching.
Kicks it out to
now.
Leonard.
But,
Here's Marjanovic.
you know,
Leonard
it seems right now that they're a little off there. I mean, they're going to count down here. Wow, what
And
a
he
dunk.
spins it
Inside
one-handed.
of the Spurs. 2 to 5 to
Beautiful
start
feed
out.
off the
And
bounce
that,
to his
I think sometimes
teammate
hurts when you
there.
put
Nicely done.
lines together last minute to really
And
do well in the
stolen by
playoffs. You got guys that
Caspi
who,
gets the whistle that time.
you know, who normally don't know
That's foul number
or
2
have the
for him.
chemistry that everyone else does.
Already his second
Would you
foul.
agree with that
He's
at
in
all?
danger of getting into serious foul trouble early in this game.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
I think
And
what's going to
there's
hurt
the
the Kings a
3-second
little bit
violation.
here is that they mess with the lines a little bit
Sacramento's
going into this
gone
game.
0 of 2 from
It's
deep
not
here.
the same lines that we've seen them all year long.
And the
So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Based on
first
chemistry.
franchise to hire.
Yeah, that definitely will hurt. I don't know. I mean, I get the principle behind of why they switched it up, but they should have left it alone.
Yeah,
Cousins pulls it in. The Kings have gone
walk out
just
for the
1 of
party.
4 to get this game started.
So it's 5-4. I mean,
Nice job creating
3:45
for the
left.
easy dudes.
And the foul called on DeMarcus
Cousins with his
Cousins.
first foul there.
That is his first foul of the game.
What are the Spurs going to have to
Greg
do
was
to
talking
stop
about
the
the
fast
assistant
break? What are the
that was
Spurs going to have
hired
to
was
do
Becky
to
Hammond,
make
a
this
phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA.
game here?
But, you know, you and I were
They're gonna have to have Kawhi Leonard make those shots, basically.
And those free throws. And those free throws.
Yes, sir, and the free throws. Because your best scorer doesn't score, it doesn't look well.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
Aldridge, the pass to Parker.
oh,
He
foul,
was
bail
fouled on
out,
the way out.
foul
2
by
free throws
Butler.
now for him.
And guys, remember LaMarcus Aldridge last January.
Big man making his free throws.
And
There's a talent
scheduled
on the Spurs.
to
How
undergo
are they
surgery
not
and missed 2
like
months of the
second
season,
seed?
but he opted to tough
Seriously,
it out and
to
keep
me,
playing.
they were
And
first pick
boy,
overall.
how
I
big was
easily
that
thought they were
for the
worth it
Blazers?
as a 2K team.
Kuvas,
just-
Yeah.
I mean,
to
Parker,
Sacramento.
Aldridge.
Now here's Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard.
Bounds.
How are
Sacramento
they
will take
not up
possession.
there at the top? I mean, where's their struggles
And
been
really
all year?
just a lack of awareness on his part.
It might be one of those things where they look
He was right near
better on paper than actually playing with them. As playing with the Clippers, I've learned that they're much better on paper than playing with them.
Double his eventual
Well, I mean, the
recovery
Clippers are
time.
its own. You can see that. Oh, how does he miss it?
He wasn't just playing in
Layup.
pain.
I mean, with the Clippers, it's a little different.
That shows you his
You
commitment
guys
to win.
struggled all year. So, I mean, gosh, cannot.
No, what I mean,
Rondo
what I mean is like
and it doesn't even
we had some good talent playing some of those games, like in 1 through 5, but just the team is just not as good as you would hope. Like Chris Paul is not as good as you would hope. It's it might be the case where Aldridge might not be as good as you really think he is.
Good out of that play.
I
Nicely
don't know. I
done.
played some
But
games.
I don't know. Yeah, that's just my guess though.
making a switch here.
That's just my guess. Yeah.
Also, do y'all have any count on how many games the other line has forfeited for the Spurs?
Rock solid right off the bat.
No, I have no
really
clue.
has. And
That
they've
would
Two
got
gonna
a
be
lot of high percentage shots in the paint
the
here
second
already.
I
round
looked at
Spurs forfeited for them. That might
And
really hurt
Bullseye
them
with
as
that
well.
assist. Nice to
Yeah.
there in
Mm-hmm. At least they made it though, not by much, but they made it.
Oh, and here we go.
Mighty
Green's
Sponger.
got it. The fast break chance.
Ooh.
Wide
Parker
open.
with no one around.
Oh,
And it was still
offensive
over the rim.
interference. Oh, I was
Offensive
about to
basket
say.
interference.
Oh,
I was thinking that was going to be a interference on the
The
defensive
Kings
side,
trailed
which is
by 4.
goaltending.
Yep.
The baseline
There we
J.
go.
And it's good coming on the assist by
So
Rajon
Laval's
Rondo.
playing from the Kings. Are you still
He'll
here?
make you scratch your head and
Well-
throw your hands up as a defender.
I don't think he is at the
You
moment.
just don't know how to play it.
Let's say
A
playing with
rim
the
rocker.
Kings. I mean,
Look for a
I
second
know
like he
I
might
struggle in
rip
front
the
of two because
cylinder
I played the
loose.
Kings
I
with
tell
the
you
two.
what, that is some
Of course, doing the
grown
team.
man strength
But,
on that attack.
what's it take to? Oh, nice pass inside.
Here's
Good
Gay.
dunk, Gay.
And he's
Beautiful.
right
Rudy
back
Gay
at you
starting
with
to
a
take
big
control.
dunk of
That's
his
pretty
own.
gay.
Whoa,
Yeah, Crow, he need to take over for him.
He's got to play. You know, we said it all year
No
long.
doubt
He's got
about
to.
it. It's almost as if he lives
Kings, but he's
in the
got
air.
to
Dunks like that
take
have
over the
become
game.
quite commonplace.
Yeah.
With a superstar. I'm
Aldridge
sorry. I know
drives
people
in.
say they're great with everybody, and that's
And
good.
he
And he tried to play with
overdid there.
Rondo.
Too much force, it
and,
looked
give
like, on the
assists,
foul,
and
and
he
he's
tried to
called
play
for
with
the
this guy.
flagrant.
And I always
Kevin,
said he'll
that's a
win once he
pretty
stops worrying
dangerous
about
play
himself
right
and
there.
starts
I mean, I
worrying
don't
about his
like
team.
to see a
He'll
player
win a
put an
ring, but
opponent
there's
in
just got to
harm's
come a
way.
time where
As
you
good
have to
as
take the
you just
superstar
saw
and just
him
be
there,
and I think
glad
that's
they
Yeah, you have to.
flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right.
And he's a really good 2K player. You know, he has it in him to go off and drop 30 points if he has to. You know, it's just about doing it, and sometimes that's something he needs to do and just take over because we know he can do it. You know, like I said, he's a great player.
Smarter in those exchanges.
Yeah, and he's got to step up and take control.
Aldridge with
He's
a
gonna
screen
win.
on
I
Rondo.
wouldn't say worry about him.
Mhm.
He'll still
Pass
be,
to
still
Leonard.
do what he does, but he's gonna someone
Yeah.
to carry this team.
Score the basket.
Yeah,
His second of
Especially
two
with the
attempts.
team
Yeah.
not so well superstars.
And just a nice
You know?
combination of
Yeah.
size and feel there.
He's gonna need help.
Down low.
Oh,
Dumb
Leonard
decisions.
yeah.
And now it's
You
Leonard.
know, they're being careless with the ball. They just making kind of little easy mistakes that just turning the ball over. That's gonna
Yeah, that's true.
Just no
Something funny actually.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
The Kings trail by
I
8.
was just gonna mention the fact that they're losing by
Too
8
long in the
points here
paint.
in
He's
the
hit
first.
with a 3-second
Yeah.
violation.
Mhm.
The Kings.
Well, there goes my
But,
floor.
what I was gonna say is, it was pretty funny. You know, the very first EBA Tonight, I believe, opening night was the Spurs and Kings, and now we're seeing them here in the first round of the playoff,
And now
which is
here's
pretty
transition
interesting.
Parker. Here we go. And Kawhi
Efficient
Leonard
side,
with the
beautiful
slam.
dunk. Nicely done.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those.
Money,
A lack of
3K is what he's got
concentration
here.
and
Money
alertness
is
and
3K now.
turnover,
He used to
and an
be
easy
low
bucket
end
the other
theory,
way
I
in
believe.
transition.
Before that, he was
And
just
really a
money.
few more of those in this
He's
game.
done
Mhm.
surprisingly a point guard for the Kings this
Yeah,
season.
good job to take it right
You know,
at the
seeing where he's at,
Yeah,
seeing
really
what he
left
has
him no
done.
choice there, Greg.
It's not
He
been,
had to
you know,
foul and keep
that
him from
bad
converting
for,
the easy bucket.
for what he's pulled off for playing, Rondo. He's done well with
Mhm.
his assists and so forth, but here in this game, he seems to be struggling a bit.
And here's Parker.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
So far,
Right now, the Spurs are just taking advantage of it right now because they've had a lot of sloppy turnovers so far, and it's just the first quarter.
Terrific.
They'll be able to pick it up, I'm sure.
Lays it in.
but they can't let the Spurs get ahead, or it could get ugly. You know, I think the Spurs heard what we were saying about them, and they, you know, we pissed them off. They came to play.
Ouch.
Wow.
The Kings is seriously, if they're going to get past the Spurs, they're going to have to step up and get it done.
Yeah.
They're going to hope that the second line doesn't show up, because if they show up and play well, you know, they might be out of here. So we might have
That's true.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from.
Crow just has to tell him, you know, give me the ball. He's gonna have to play like he knows he can. He's gonna have to play like he has to score.
Yes, sir. Weird.
Finally, Lord Jesus, thank you.
Another factor in their
Just
offense
ignored
so
you.
far has been their ability to convert.
I heard
I
everything.
didn't answer, so I ignored you from there on out. So,
And Gay on the perimeter.
Ooh.
I heard everything. He just didn't let me talk.
With Caspi. And it's Rondo in at the point.
What are your thoughts on the game so far, Will?
I was low-key not even paying attention because I was just so focused on getting this to work. Like, now I'm into it though. Let's go.
Yeah, man, the Spurs are playing great right now.
Oh, we're losing!
Wow. Yeah.
someone called the Spurs and said that 2 people on EBA Tonight had them losing 4-0, and they're going to make sure that doesn't even happen.
Here's Marjanovic.
Oh no.
And what's funny is the Spurs are the ones that are getting back to stop the cherry picking I was talking about, and they're hitting the fast break and getting all the fast break points, it looks like.
It definitely has to change here soon. They want a shot at this game. It's 28-17. It's nowhere near where it should be.
Hey, I said it earlier. LaMarcus is going to be a factor, and so right now he has 10 points already. That's nuts.
That's true.
It seems like they're letting the inside fall apart.
It's because Caspian. I feel like they should put a big man to help box out LaMarcus, or at least stop him on defense.
That's his first foul.
He's too little.
Kufis checked in for Sacramento.
There you go. Is Kufis in now? Alright, there you go. That's helpful. Now things will change, in my opinion.
Not known as a rim rattler. I mean, he's usually kind of rooted to the floor, not elevating to the rim.
Well, Greg, with his length, he doesn't have to go far to get to that rim.
And I tell you what, guys, he got it right there without a problem.
Leonard with the ball.
Low in theory,
Gay picks him up
$3 million this year as he playing Rondo right now on the
Ginobili
opposite
gets
side.
the bucket.
I mean, he's been averaging
And that's another
12
assist for a
points,
team that
16
is
points
putting
a
on
game,
a
10
clinic
assists, so a
on how to
double-double
share the
every
ball.
game with Rondo, which
And
is
I love
pretty
the
hard to do.
mentality that they've had.
Yeah.
The shot isn't
It is.
Oh, nice bump fake.
moving it side to side until they finally get the one.
They missed the first. Ouch.
He has a good free throw.
And
I don't know how he missed it.
He can be an absolute lights out.
If I'm not mistaken, haven't CW been mainly playing Rudy Gay this season?
Rookie
believe so.
campaign.
I could be wrong.
Field goal,
CW's
3-point,
been
and
mainly
free throw
playing Rudy
accuracy.
Gay.
Really just scratching the surface in terms of his
Yeah, he's
potential.
And yeah, see, we were talking about
This paint defense really needs to improve. You can't let Mondo do that.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
we were talking about earlier about switching lines, so I think that's coming into play here, him playing with somebody he's not used to.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
you go
Gay
from a
with the
monster
drive.
scorer like, oh, nice drive.
The rim rattling
From a
two-handed
monster scorer
jam.
like Rudy Gay to a Ben McLemore who's not really a jump shot. Even though it shows his stats are good,
basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up a dunk.
And guys, it was a terrific
perfect
understanding
shot on the
between
outside. He
teammates
greened
that
it.
made that possible.
Count
They
it.
really did read each other.
It's
well there.
this defense. 37 points already. This is bad.
Yeah, this is not
Yep.
good.
And for Ben McLemore out of Kansas, he knew he had
Ooh, too much ISO ball. Pass it around.
Guy to replace the next Dauskas, and of course,
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. It's a struggle
Ben
in
McLemore had the year
half-court basketball. They're going to have to cherry pick the tape.
He does.
Oh, I thought I was the only one.
He sounds like our team.
Yeah. What a rebound by DeMarcus, man. That was nice.
Because
Marcus, they
second
spread
chance
there. Here's
points
a little bit
are
of that
going
out.
to be key
Oh,
in this
broke
game.
out to the side.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to
Pump
any
faked
comeback.
into another
And
foul.
if you look at it,
Can he
had
make
they
these,
been
though? I mean, he
converting those
struggled
second
tonight. This
chances
is the
all
first one
along
again.
instead of waiting.
Come
to
on,
come
man.
down, who
Can't
knows?
miss an 80 free throw that many times.
And I think it's fair to say last season was a bit of a transition year. for the Kings. I mean, after firing Malone and the injuries to their stars, they just tried to build for the future, realizing that was going to be in their best interest.
Back and stopping that.
Parker dishes to
Nice
Joe.
move.
Mm-hmm.
Using the pick.
Parker
What happened?
gives it to West.
Wide open with West.
Rebound by the Kings.
Wasn't a good release.
I didn't see that.
Is that his name? From that far? I don't think so.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
You got 9
Well,
points
you know, he
different here,
loves the
28
chance to get out and run,
Definitely
and
not
we
what
could see
expected
right
is
there
anything
why he
happen in the
does.
EBA playoffs.
That is true.
Every time he gets the ball, you want him to go to the line. That's a great foul.
Decent under him back in the last half of the season.
Yeah, they still got a lot of work to do, but
Great foul.
they'll be making that for one of the outstanding coaches in our league. The Kings actually were in it for a while.
And Fig can even shoot free throws. Fig has bad reputation with shooting free throws, so great. And good take. Good fast break point.
Aldridge comes in for West, and it's Anderson in for Kawhi Leonard. Parker kicks
Marcus
it
has a fast break starter, doesn't he?
Rondo again.
I don't remember.
I think he has to making passes like that.
It's Anderson with the drive.
Oh, did you say DeMarcus?
Yeah. I think
Oh yeah,
Marcus-
DeMarcus has goal break started. It barely misses his pass.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were talking about DeMarcus.
Over him, hold my nuts as he slams.
Beautiful
it
pass
right on
by
top
Rondo.
of
That's
him.
excellent teamwork.
Oh my God,
The Kings
really?
slowly back into
And
it.
Costa
They slowly coming back.
an excellent rotation. He gets
Hey,
after
the Kings,
some rebounds, can block some shots.
the Kings, they're making a run right now. They just need to keep up the tempo and, you know, try to take the lead at halftime, but try to cut it a little bit shorter.
They finally started playing defense, and did you realize that started happening? I know it's not a big thing, but hey, when Remix took out Caspi, things started to change. You never know. May not look like it in the scoreboard.
Plays within
No,
himself,
I mean, that definitely
knows his
helps.
role, and he does it well.
Definitely helped.
Dude, look at Big Shot, man. Big Shot, he's on his way to a triple-double. 8 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. He's making a nice difference right now for him, for the Kings.
Kawhi needs to step up. He got to
Yeah,
step. I know he has a
3
lot.
fouls could hurt, but
2 for 5 with Kawhi. You got to step up.
That's Marty McFly. They picked him up for $500K. Small forward.
Leonard, he's
This
checked in
season he's
for
done
Kyle
well.
Anderson.
He's averaging 20 points a game. So, I mean, they're definitely right now holding him down.
San Antonio with the ball.
Not too much beyond that. I mean,
The biggest lead of the game, 15 points.
shots a game, which
Parker with
is
it.
just not
He's picked
setting
up
him in right now.
Rondo
I mean, that's a huge issue for him.
to the middle.
mhm.
There's Marjanovic.
That dude is unbelievable. That's 7'5" center.
Basketball is one of runs, and right now this one's definitely not over.
No, it certainly isn't. I mean, if they string together a few more baskets and get a couple of...
Big Shot has to make these shots to make them respect the perimeter and pull that center up. That was a great M1.
Bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing
Maybe the
and a
jitters are gone.
mindset
The
deal.
playoffs
You got to
jitters
get
are
your body
over with, and
between
they're
that
getting into their
other
game
player
here.
and the ball.
The amount of things that could happen in the paint with that 7'5" dude being spaced out by Big Shot, being in the 3 and making the shots, could be enormous, especially with Rudy Gay driving it.
We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
It's deflected.
Good hustle.
Yeah, definitely. They got a nice timeout. 30 for the Kings side.
And the Kings have definitely cut down on the
So the Kings
stupid
call
little
timeout.
mistakes that
They have.
hurt the game.
You're right. They have really picked up. After that first quarter, they learned. You know, we can't do what we just did. You know, they have picked it up a lot in the second quarter.
Yeah, but he's understood
And
his role, and he's done a nice
what was it? It was 35 to 20 at one point. They were at about 15.
very comfortable as a backup. He's one
And
of those
Yeah, it sounds
I
right.
believe, and hell, they're coming back though, man. They're making it a game. They just need to keep it up
He gives you some things you
and just go into halftime and get ready to come out on top. But we'll see.
You can see here, Tab is actually Tab 22, 25,
system
14,
to
Ooh.
shoot
5 for 6. Need that kid the ball. 5 for 6. Big. They're just killing him with the big man right now. Which, I mean,
They are.
The Spurs are weak as a big man, but that's definitely where they're hitting. There's 10 shots right there on the road with their big man. Marty
Yep.
McFly is being held a little bit. That number 2, Mighty Spunger's doing his job. He's 3 for 3. Let him light it up a bit. And Marty McFly, like I said, this isn't his normal game.
Here's Cousins. Oh, and that one.
Good take.
Question powered it down.
Kevin, I tell you what, when he gets to the rim like that, he's really hard to stop.
Yeah, he can get up a few notches higher. There's no doubt.
And that's how the game is played on the inside.
Big,
You
taking
can
a wide
play
open
over the
shot,
top.
and it
You've got
goes
a
in with
great
the big man.
advantage.
Yeah, he has a mid-range.
You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
He's 7'5". He's unbelievable.
On the way.
Wow.
Back to Rondo.
Wow. Rondo. Layup. Oh, he
second
misses
chance
the
effort.
layup. Second chance.
Good rebound.
Aldridge grabs the miss.
Oh.
Second shot.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong
Bad
finisher.
turnover.
I'm surprised he wasn't able to
Money.
pull
Ooh.
Do
through
here.
the
3,
defense.
2, 1.
Now here's
Get it
McLemore
off quick
outside.
Oh, Crow should have just taken that.
Corner. Yep, should have shot it from that corner.
Alright, since it's halftime, I'm gonna just say the score for the Chicago and Cavs right now. Game 1, 58-38. Cavs beating the Bulls.
Ooh,
Out.
that's ooh.
Definitely chose.
Yeah, that's how.
Curry in the
That's how
third
this game
quarter,
is starting to
and
look
it's about
at.
to finish with 50.5 seconds left.
Welcome back, everyone.
Yeah, that's what this game was starting to look like. It looked like it was about to start being, pretty bad. But the Kings came back and they've shown that they're ready to play.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a surprise at this point, but the Spurs were in the playoffs last year. 18th consecutive appearance.
Yeah, they weren't in that usual top 3 spot, though. Although if they won the last game instead of being the 6th, they would have been the 2nd.
Right.
Didn't have that home court advantage, and as they went up against the Clippers, it really cost them in that 7th game.
Oh, he's right in position.
On the court for San Antonio. Parker and Green are the guard pairing. Aldridge out there with Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, let's go.
Again.
Oh, we got
What was that, the 3 or 2?
Go ahead to the line.
That was Kawhi Leonard just gay with the pump fake foul.
And against
Three-
the Clippers,
three or two
the
free
Spurs
throws.
didn't have home court advantage. I mean,
three.
ended up playing a big part in that series. They ended up
Yeah.
losing in game
Wow.
7 in Staples.
Free throw percentages.
Questionable
Not looking so good.
keeping, but that's not why they lost.
Hi, Max.
And that's
The Mags game. We have the Mags.
You can easily have seen either team playing for the title, regardless of who won the series.
Yeah, definitely just sound like you said gang of hoes.
It is.
And guys, right
Hey,
now,
I would love to see Tony Parker's stats right now. Is he scoring right now? That's Tony Parker. You gotta put up some points.
Momentum can swing on plays like that.
He's a good point guard, but he is a pass first point guard. But sometimes when you're pass first, you tend to pass up on open shots, which is pretty critical in some points, especially in a game like this. Like a couple times, he got in the paint, it looked like he has a layup, but he ended up passing or something like that. Just kind of what we see about 30 seconds to go. But
Rudy Gay 6 for 10, looking good.
I tell you what, I like that though, guys. Some coaches might not want you to make a play like that, but I tell you what, when you got the
hey guys, this is the game right here.
You just gotta press Y on them and hope to God you get a foul. That's all you gotta do with that 7-5. Center.
And he gets it to go.
Finally, the Sacramento Kings have taken the
That's
lead.
3 of 4
Get back in the
here
game.
to start the half.
It is now to Leonard.
I'm just smoke.
Here's Marjanovic. He's covered by Gay. Here's Leonard. Nice ball movement by San
SJ, he's a
Antonio.
good player.
Parker's shot is off.
Where he's set right now with that point guard with Parker, I feel he
And so
should be
last
doing better
season for Tony
statistically than he
Parker,
is. I
somewhat
mean,
of a
you
shift.
got a
I
star
mean,
like
he was
Parker, you're
solid.
averaging
He was
9.3 points a game. It's not.
He also
not
had his
right.
lowest assists
Even though he
and
does have
points
10
per game
assists,
totals
he's averaging.
since his
I still
rookie
think,
year, but he fought through like the champion that
Parker,
he
you
is.
should definitely be leading your team in scoring, if not
And the layup's good
second
off the
place over
glass.
Kawhi and Aldridge. They got
Nice
so many
work on
weapons.
the inside. Hard to get that one up and over.
They really do. That's why they were picked number 1. They have a lot of weapons on their bench as well.
Artistry on the inside. inside helped him make it happen.
They're a good all-around 2K team.
No one around him. Cousins missing again. For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. And for LaMarcus Aldridge,
That's not the big man you want to foul on the line. 81 free throw.
He was going to make it
Has always been fantastic.
Yeah.
The 2 seasons he's ever
2 excellents in a row. Good job.
And that's why so many teams wanted him in this last free agency period. His ability to put points on the board as well as clean the boards. What a deadly combination.
Leonard with the
Bad
steal.
turnover.
Parker with it. Guarded now by DeMarcus Cousins. And that one's good. He's got 17.
That was a good take.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker. You know, on the topic of Aldridge,
An update on the Cleveland and the Chicago Bulls game. Cleveland's leading 67-48 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the fourth.
Quietly effective and impactful.
Yep.
For San Antonio, they've gone 4 of 6 from the field since the start of the third.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
To the middle.
How they handle the fast break. Good job.
Spurs.
Oh, he missed.
The biggest lead of the game.
Hey, that's the Kings right there, man. You're gonna see that a lot.
And guys, going back to Aldridge, last season was a difficult one for him. He had the torn ligament in his left thumb, but still fought through it to become the Blazers' all-time leader in rebounds.
Guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for San Antonio?
Who's the user streaming it?
They keep piling up the assists, and they have.
I already know a person we could get the broadcast confirmed for next game, so don't worry about that. I'll tell you the username after this.
Part of what they've done today.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs.
Probably take a small break
West
after
is
this
checked
game
in
after we discuss
for Aldridge.
how it pours out
And it's
here.
Ginobili in
See
for
who's
Green.
right, who's wrong on their assumptions.
Ginobili outside.
And, take a small break.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Marjanovic.
Oh, Marjanovic, nice drive.
Rebound by the Kings.
Lost the ball as he tries to throw
Cousins
it
is
up.
Wow.
8 rebounds in this game.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
They've had a strong game on that front, Clark, no doubt.
Oh, Wally Leonard.
That was a bad shot.
And Leonard gets
Oh, but he got it in. Why is my thing so laggy?
We've
Oh,
got one
he
away
got it in.
now to play
It
on the
delayed.
third. Rondo drives in. And the rejection by Leonard.
Rondo got thrown.
And they'll keep possession. Rondo wide open. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
56,
Cousins has
55
got 6 assists in the game.
seconds left in the third here.
Spurs have gone 5 of 9 on field goal
Definitely trying to
attempts
take
since
away.
halftime. Here's West.
Terrible shot. Red release.
Oh, West. Ouch.
Sacramento's gone 1 of 2
Wow.
on the arc since coming out of the break.
Wide
Here's
open.
Cousins.
Will he make it?
Good on the triple.
Good shot.
Cousins has got
Wow.
out for the Kings.
And Marcus with the 30.
Gotta give them a
Ooh.
lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Does he have? I mean, does he have a decent
He
rating?
has an 81 three-pointer.
Oh, wow.
That is BS, but
And we'll see if they can put their foot on the
They gotta
pedal
do
now.
something.
I feel you.
Kicks it out to
Remix
Ginobili.
out there.
Back to
Remix is,
Parker.
averaging 22 points with DeMarcus Cousins and 10
Here's
rebounds.
the floater.
Which is a nice
No, I believe that's a big shot.
And he lays it up and in.
Is it big shot tonight?
Yeah, it is a big shot.
they're both in there. Big shot and remix.
He makes it at the floor.
Beautiful.
It really is. 5 out of
Remix
6
plays on Cousins,
of
so
their
he might be
last
playing
field
the floor to
goals
help
have
pour it out
come
the team out.
from the paint.
Big Shot's 13.8.
Screen by Cousins.
13 points per game.
Gay passes
8
to
rebounds.
Cousins. And it is good.
Did he make that shot? Oh, nice shot.
The third quarter.
Wow.
Team giving ground. Kings.
Hey, that was open. That was a great shot.
It was.
NBA basketball coming your way in just a
Put
minute.
that in right there at the end. 55-58.
Welcome
All right,
to
Spurs, you got one more quarter to get it back together.
It's been a very well contested game. Spurs trail.
Now Kawhi really needs to show up right now if they want to win. That's their superstar.
Presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to
Yep.
go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court right now for the Kings, McLemore and Gay on the perimeter. Kufis out there with DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Rondo, and it's
Now
the
you
one
gotta force a shot.
shot.
Bad possession.
Got 3 on
Leonard, that's for
1.
two.
What you call it? A cherry
Bank
tree?
shot.
What did
No
you call
good.
it? Orchard? Was it
The cherry orchard, yeah.
Boy, what a half from the field they're having.
That was a good run by the Spurs. They really needed that. They needed to take a breath and figure out what to do. Because right now they're killing them in the fast break.
Yeah, see, normally the Spurs have been getting back, but you know now they're starting to slip up a little bit, getting back. Champion all day.
When we looked at the first, after the first quarter was over, I thought, uh-oh, Kings might be in trouble tonight, boys, but it's looking like it. Got their stuff together here, starting to pull ahead a little bit. I think they're up now by 4. You know, they're looking pretty decent. They're where they want to be right now. The Spurs need to shake off whatever rust that they just occurred at the halftime and bring this back into the game here. Definitely where we want to be in the fourth quarter, though. A good ball game.
Yeah, it's a good game so far. The way the Kings are playing now is what I expected from the jump. I don't know what was going on early in the game. I guess they just, you know, had to get in rhythm, but this is what I expected to see from the beginning.
Like you said, we're seeing people out of position, but you got 2 over 20 points, 8 for 12, 8 for 11, big shot with 19.
A moment to check
just
in with
putting the
Doris
team on their back right now.
Kevin, great
See, look at
Another news.
Kawhi has 7 points? Really?
The Cleveland Cavaliers are up on the Chicago Bulls 1-0 in the first round of the EBA playoffs.
Yeah, and I mean the Cavs really took care of that one without any trouble at all.
No Kyrie, no problem. Bad turnover.
And just imagine if they do get, that'll be a tough team to deal with.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio.
Find out tomorrow or Tuesday night.
West,
You can see on the screen here.
and there's
Defensive.
this one on the defense.
Oh, he has a couple blue.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Kings.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Running around, he'll start.
And how about the work they're doing also on the offensive glass, creating those extra opportunities.
Trying to find this dude's string. I can't find it.
LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for San Antonio.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that fast break.
And Rajon Rondo, the best.
That's what's killing the Spurs. That's the thing about the Spurs. They have really slow players.
Gates got his 5th assist in this one. Parker again. Rondo. Parker kicks to Ginobili.
Oh, found it.
Leonard attacking.
Might even fly with the Bulls
Drops
trying to
it
get
in
out of
from
that
11
cold
feet.
streak here.
And they'll be
Hey,
counting on even more.
it went in, but I know that wasn't intentional. He did not try to do that.
Got a piece of
Turnover. That's Leonard.
Ginobili with the steal.
Ginobili.
Foul call that
Ginobili
time on
got
the
the
way
guy
up. That'll
in
give
front
them
of
2
the line.
chances at the free throw line here.
All the officials are all
Tie
over
the ball
that.
game up. Oh, this was
Clearly a
both of them
foul.
tied
I
in
mean,
the
didn't
fourth.
give him
4
any
minutes left.
choice but to blow the whistle.
This is the
I mean,
first.
you got to play without
Oh, you
What a game
can't
this
miss
is.
that. That's too close.
Even though there's 4 minutes left,
Oh, missed both. Oh, great free throw shooter.
those free throws can come to bite them, and we'll see if it does. Because even though there's still plenty of time,
Played in with
those are critical. Those are critical points you're missing out on.
See that cut to
Got
the
6
basket.
here in this
Bro,
quarter.
looked at him cut. Hit him beautifully.
Oh, that's a good charge.
Charge foul there.
That will
Yep.
get him his
Money is a great defender.
Good
That's a
play
great
right
player.
there.
He's very smart on defense. I'll give him that.
I mean, 4 and all now.
Doing well this year.
He's
A
got
lot
to
better
be
than I
better with the
expected
ball
out
to
of
get his team back
him.
into
I've
it.
played a couple games with him. He's shooting the ball well.
Can't get
We're gonna have to end up forcing that one.
Tee that time from Leonard. The feet to Ginobili. Back to Leonard.
So that cold drink came up for Kawhi again.
That's good on the
But he
assist
made
by
it.
Ginobili.
He made it again. He's trying to get him off that cold streak.
That's
He's
12
gonna have
points for Leonard.
They need him.
It's as if the defenses have just given up.
Yeah, you know, the pace has only picked up the deeper we've gotten into this game, which is remarkable. It speaks to the
nice.
endurance
Good pass right there.
of these
Pass.
teams. And it's also been a lot of fun to
Definitely
watch.
having his court vision opening up.
And the
tonight.
crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
How surprised are you guys that Kawhi only has 12 points on the night and they're only down by 4 points?
I'm not surprised.
It's tipped.
I'm not, no, because I mean Aldridge is having a good game. I just kind of tuned in, so I don't.
Rondo. Trying to find Cooper. It's a hit.
don't know what that was.
He'll go to the stripe for
Will we make these free throws?
It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Find out next time on Greg.
They need the free throws.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
One more. Nope.
Well, he did enough there. He made it a two-possession
See, I
game.
remember the old 2K. You could go and practice.
There's a screen.
Is that a real thing in this one?
Out to Parker.
Nope, can't do it.
Floats one up.
Oh, nice.
Which is a bummer.
Good
But,
rebound. Way to
Oh, wow.
You got 3 guys underneath there.
He's
He
got
goes up
19.
on all 3 of them. Puts it in. Nice job.
Yeah, beautiful play on the interior. They just used
Good
that
cut.
advantage to lay the ball up and in when they
I
really
think he
needed
was
that
second or
basket.
so in front of us there, Max.
You know, it's all about hard work from this point on. And they worked hard to create that high-quality shot right there.
No question. That's their goal.
I'm very surprised because he had about 12 points under the halftime, I believe, and he's only has 18 right now.
Not in his house.
With the block.
You go that cherry orchard.
Floating to the rim on that
Picking a lot of
slam.
cherries
Boy, when
tonight
he
off the
gets
cherry
up,
orchard.
he
Like,
gets up.
you said he
You
would.
could clock his hang time.
Yep, that's what you can get with that EC, man.
And the foul called on DeMarcus.
Cherry
The
picker.
Marcus, the 5
Cherry
power.
orchard with that EC, is that
Well,
what
one
you
more
said?
and that's it. He'll be DQ.
Yes, sir. You can buy a cherry orchard.
Look at that. He now has to play very soft. Can't get that sick. It's a very key play.
He's checked in for Coach to Cook.
And they are
Out of bounds,
collapsing.
Sacramento will take possession.
You know, you gotta give it to the Kings for staying in this the whole game here. They,
by 7.
you know, they didn't let it get behind right away, and they're
Here's
coming back.
McLemore.
They came back nicely.
Gain with it.
They stayed just with
He's
their game
picked up
plan
by
the whole
Parker.
time.
Back to
Wide
Gay.
open.
Uncovered.
That's good ball movement.
Ball through.
Yep.
He's missed 6 of his 14 attempts. Here's Aldridge. And that one is
Yes.
hammered home.
He been kind of quiet for a little bit there, hasn't he?
A minute 20
Yeah,
left.
That's his first bucket in a little while.
63% field goal shooting.
Rudy
Had
Gay on
20
the wing.
points. Talk about being fast.
Rondo
Oh, Rudy, 20 Parker's on Rudy Gay. Good take. So, did you guys see Tony Parker and Rudy Gay? He got to kill him next time.
That's 12 points.
The little dude.
McLemore.
That's their third straight.
Saw him a little late there.
Great
Still paid off.
His eyes just simply light up when he gets that close to the bucket. And you just know what he's going to do.
I mean, you got to think Kings are going to start running a little bit of clock here, wouldn't you think?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Here's Marjanovic.
they should have, but they didn't.
Aldridge.
No harm,
Oh.
no harm, and
Now they have to. Oh, no, Drake's better.
disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
And if you
I would have backed that one out to the 3-point line and just stood there.
yeah, I mean, at this
Yeah,
point,
I
I mean, the
would
game's
agree.
pretty much over with 37
Staring us
seconds
right in the
left.
face.
There's
We've been
not
around
enough
long
points down
enough
by
to know
5 unless they
when
want to
the
start
game is
fouling
over.
here.
And this one
Game's
is
pretty
in
much
that
over.
category.
Yep.
Oh, get it out of
Present.
Yeah, I mean, it's over.
Now they got a foul.
They're just gonna, they're gonna walk it
Again.
down,
It's Leonard.
make it easy.
There's 21 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
And see, they down by 5, and I want to say the Spurs missed like 6 or 7 free throws. That hurt.
Yeah.
Only that, but you're down by 5, and they're waiting for him to drive the ball in.
Clark, maybe at this point, not much of a
At
chance
this
for a
point, I
comeback.
think the Spurs
I
have
don't think
given
it's
up
going to
as well.
happen, partner.
Yeah, you got a better chance
Yeah.
of walking through a lion's den
Should've been
with
fouling.
drop underwear
Yeah,
on.
just push him to the line. Make him earn it. Right there again. Make him earn it.
Greg went deep for that
I mean,
one.
he's
Yeah, I'm hungry now. And they go to the intentional foul.
Well, that took way too long. If they're
Good job by the Kings, holding it down.
So much time.
Yeah, definitely. Kings win 77. It's like 77-72 here.
Here's
Unless they want to
Gay.
put 2 in just to make it look
It's
nasty.
good coming on the assist by
79-72.
Rajon Rondo.
Game is over now.
He has really shot the ball extremely well.
So feedback after the break, am I correct?
Like we say, he's
Yeah,
been
we'll
making
definitely
sweet
take a small
string
break here
music
in a little bit.
all day long.
Going into the break,
So it's
and,
Sacramento picking up the win.
then we'll come back right after that. But let's definitely talk about this game here. I mean, them getting ahead right away. Really, I assumed the Spurs were going to pull this away for them. I mean, it looked like it was going to be ridiculous where the Spurs were just going to make them look dirty. But then, obviously, the Kings stayed with their game, picked a few cherries, and was able to get right back into it.
Mhm. Yeah, good thing they picked it up after that first quarter. You know,
Yeah, because they were
it could have
making a
got
lot
really
of
bad.
dumb dumb mistakes early. Like that was dumb. What we were doing there.
Best thing to do it in the first quarter than in the fourth. I guess it paid off for them.
Absolutely.
They got
It looked like it flip flopped.
Yeah,
First,
it really did.
15, and then it flip-flopped back 22-17, and then the third 21. I mean, they took control in the second, and it just finished out the game strong with staying where they're at, 22, 21, 21. The Spurs just couldn't hold that beginning 21. I mean, looking over here, you got 4 for 7 SJM with 8 points. I mean, to me, that's not where I expected him to be. Not with Tony Parker, especially when you got your guy down here, your Marty McFly, who usually averages 20 points a game, has only put up 12 there. So
that's the reason why the Spurs are not the whole reason, but that's a big thing right there. Kawhi, your best 91 overall player, your leader, your the go-to guy, 12 points. You can't have that next year.
Give some credit. I mean, give some credit to Carl for playing good defense on him.
Yeah, I mean, their big men definitely 21 points. Their big men bailed them out here, and they should against the Kings. But, I mean, 21 points here, 20 points for Tab, 21 for Fig, 11 points for Fig. Definitely double-double. It's beautiful. 10 for 16. Now, if I was going to go for player of the game, I would probably have to yell out a big shot here. 19 points, 10 rebounds, 8 for 11. He wasn't missing. He was getting those rebounds, putting them back up. 3 shots there is all that came off the rim. I'd have to hand him easily. Although you look at Crow, 9 for 15, 22 points, 10 assists. I mean, who would you guys name the player of the game here?
I would say Crow, just because he put up good offense and he held his counterpart to only 12 points. You know what I mean? So he did it on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, definitely. I'd probably have to go with Crow as well. Now looking at the stats, 22 and 10 assists. That's 10 assists.
I mean, Big Shot almost had a triple-double, but, yeah, I mean, yeah, Crow held his guy. I mean, he held Kawhi to 12 points. That's pretty solid.
3 assists away from his triple-double there. Crow did turn the ball over 4 times, so that does take a little side on him. But like you said, if you look at the Kawhi Leonard, a guy that's supposed to be 8 more points, which then puts Spurs ahead, he should be 20 points a game. That's what he's averaging, and he only pulls down 12 this game. You got to give Crow a little heads up. Silent. I mean, looking at these stats here at the end, I mean, how do you think the game played out like it was supposed to play out, or were you a little nervous in the beginning?
It played out like it should have. I mean, with the Spurs, you're not going to be able to go all 4 quarters just dominating, to be honest, just because the Spurs have a really good team. So the really good thing with the Kings is that they struggled early instead of struggling late, as like the Spurs did. But I'm not really surprised. It could have gotten out of hand. I was really surprised at the first quarter because we didn't know what was going on. We all picked the Kings to win, and they were down by 15. But after the first quarter ended, it was just like a whole different ball game, and Crow picked it up. The whole Kings, they played better defense. As you can see, Aldridge did finish, I believe, with 20 points, 19 points, something like that. And he had 14 points going into halftime. They did limit him in the second half, which did help a lot. And just overall, the Kings just outplayed them. Not in the first quarter, but the second through fourth, they outplayed them. They played like they should have, and they picked it up. And it was a good win for them. It's a way to start out the series and get good momentum for game 2.